Alright guys, so I've got everything laid out here as per 98.6 degrees, the art of keeping your fourth point of contact alive. Let's dive in. Alright guys, let's dive into this kit really quick because I think the rain is about to come. So, Cody Lundin's kit, overall as you guys look at it, a lot of color, a lot of reflective surfaces for the purposes of signaling. The main components, or the main principles I guess with this kit, is thermoregulation, core body temperature, staying hydrated and staying warm or cool, and then signaling for rescue. Okay, let's go over these kits really quick. Covering items, or for clothing, he recommends a wool knit cap for your head, and then a bandana. Wool knit cap keeping your head warm because 50% of the body's heat is lost through the head. And then a bandana, what can't you do with a bandana? It's so multifunctional. You can use it for signaling, water filtration, you can use it for medical aid, you can use it for fire, making char cloth out of it, and use it for a marker as well. Okay, so he recommends those things. For shelter components, he recommends a thermal blanket like this, orange side with a reflective mylar side, for the dual purposes of thermoregulation as well as signaling with that giant orange panel. Okay, he also recommends for cover a smaller mylar blanket like this one. I'm not going to unfold this thing, but this, for the same purposes of thermoregulation or emergency blanket, you can use it in conjunction with 55-gallon drum liners, especially clear ones, to make a super shelter, a Morse Cohancy super shelter. And then he also recommends having 55-gallon drum liners for the purposes of collection, and then emergency ponchos, trash bag, emergency poncho, or emergency clothing, as well as gathering materials in the wild. Okay, so those are going to comprise our shelter items and our clothing items. Next, let's talk about containers. Now, he does recommend a couple of Nalgene's with duct tape wrapped around the side with a small lanyard up top, so you can use cordage, drop it into water, fill it with water, and then pull it back out if you can't get down to the water yourself. Now I'm ready to purify. Okay, he also recommends having an emergency way to store water, which is a condom. Okay, non-lubricated, holds 1 quart or 1 liter. You can use it with iodine tablets or 2% tincture of iodine to purify that. He recommends 2% tincture of iodine for the purposes of water purification. Put 2 drops in a US quart or liter, wait about 30 minutes and your water is good to go. Next, he recommends tinfoil for cooking in as well as boiling water in over a fire, and you can use this as a signaling device like I'm kind of doing right now, reflecting a little bit of the sun, and then use it to create a track and leave behind for SAR. Next, he recommends a couple of quart and gallon sized freezer bags for the purposes of collecting water or materials out in the wild. You can use this again with iodine or water tablets for purifying water. 1, 2. Technology is since enhanced, okay, and there's a lot of different mechanical filters out there as well as chemical filters that kind of make a tincture of iodine somewhat obsolete. Next, let's talk about signaling. So he's a huge fan, and so am I, of signaling mirrors. Okay, so I can signal mirror and signal for help. There are stories of people being found via signal mirror over 100 miles away. Okay, he also recommends surveyor's tape. Here I just have a little bit of yellow tape that I can use to blaze a trail. Surveyor's tape is just that nice easy stuff you can tear off and tie around a tree branch to leave a trail marker. Next, flashlight. Now, we use headlamps a lot, so this is just a mag light like in his book. I'm trying to keep this as close to the book as possible, but you can turn it on, use it as a signal, as well as find your way in the dark. And it's got a lanyard on it with the duct tape, so if I drop it, it's just still on my wrist, I can pick it up. Yellow tape on the side to make it highly visible in the event I drop it. I've got tape with yellow tape, or I've got batteries with yellow tape around it for highly visible stuff. To find it if I drop it, and replace the batteries in my flashlight. For repair items, duct tape. He recommends a lot of duct tape. What can't you do with duct tape? Okay, #1 survival item. He recommends floss as a sewing kit, and I've got a small needle taped to the back of this for repairing kits, and you can also use it for suturing if need be in an emergency. Another repair item that he talks about is your own medical kit. This is my medical tin that I've demoed in another video. The only thing I've added to this is more moleskin. So this is my medical kit, and you guys can check out my other video to see the contents in that. Let's talk about Firecraft. He talks about having a lot of different items for fire. He has an old film roll in his kit for cotton balls and Vaseline. Here I just have an Altoids tin with cotton balls and Vaseline. It makes sense nowadays because nobody uses the rolled film anymore, and cameras are all digital now, and then the Altoids tin I can char material in it. Next I've got a highly visible orange lighter, okay? That works pretty well. That I can find if I drop. I can put more tape on it to make it even more visible. I've got a small ferro rod for fire striking. A magnesium bar with another striker on it, all taped up so I can find it if I drop it. And magnesium burns at 4,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Super easy way to make fire. Next we just got a match container, all right, with some stormproof matches inside with a spare striker for fire starting. He recommends having these waxed. I don't have mine waxed. But I've got them in that waterproof container. Next, he's got the Fresnel lens for fire lighting using the sun. Okay, very efficient way to start fire if you know what you're doing with it. Okay, and those are his Firecraft items. Now, let's talk about some of the basic stuff. Cordage and cutting tools. He wants you to have about 100 feet of cordage, and it's supposed to be white during the summer, black during the winter, but I've just got red cordage here because it's highly visible, and about 75 feet right there. Next I've got a Cody Lundin Survival Knife Kit, okay, with my Mora right here, simple Mora. And that's the Mora clipper, very cheap, wrapped with yellow up top and red to make it visible. Yellow duct tape around. I've got my lighter right here that I can get to. I've got a condom on the back side, highly visible whistle, and then an LED light around that to make it one complete survival kit, okay? Now, a couple of the things he mentions that you should have, all right, is when you go out to the wilderness, obviously anytime you go out, is a map and a compass for the purposes of land navigating, so you can find your way out if you need to, okay, or at least try to find where you are to orienteer correctly. And then something special that he adds to his kit is about 3 feet of tubing, which I don't have, but what I do have is a nasopharyngeal from my IFAC kit that I can use as an emergency straw to slurp up water in small crevices or what have you, okay, for another kind of water gathering tool. But guys, this is the entire kit for Cody Lundin's survival kit from 98.6 degrees. One thing I forgot to mention is just the food. I have a bunch of energy bars here for nuts and stuff. I'm not going to bring chocolate. In his book, he recommends Snickers in his book to take out, but I'm not going to bring a bunch of chocolate out here in the high desert. It's going to melt and I'll lose it all. But I've got nuts, nut bars and stuff in here with a lot of protein and fats, and then some sugars and everything for energy, okay? But this is the kit, guys. Hey guys, well, I hope you liked that video. Cody Lundin Survival Kit, okay? If you do like that video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment in the bottom, let me know what you think, okay? I thank you for your likes, your views, your subscriptions, your comments, your feedback, and your shares, and I'll be back with another video just as soon as I can, guys. Thanks.